everyone, welcome back. I'm Taryn, TV Designs. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope everybody's had a good stitchy week. I got a little bit of stitching done. Tiny little bit of haul. As you can see, we are back out in my crap room. I did work in it a little bit more this week, and I hope that eventually I'll get to call it a craft room and not a crap room, but for now there's still too much crap. But it's been kind of neat going through this stuff and finding things like this. Look at that. What happened to my babies? They're seniors. They start their senior year on Monday. Where does time go? That big smile, just in case you didn't know. This one, Addison, would not take a pacifier when they were little, but as you can see, she couldn't keep things out of her mouth as she got older. This is from when we lived in Texarkana. The banner is one for the March of Dimes. We were an ambassador family for the March of Dimes for a couple of years there, helping to prevent birth defects. That kind of study is what they're working on. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but what happens to our babies? Where does the time go? I am so not ready for this. Anyway, while I was out here, I also found a couple of things that I had been working on from who knows how long ago. This, which is obviously going to be a bell pull kind of thing, and I don't know if it'll show up good, but it's a really small, even weave. But can you see the pattern that, like every other square, has this design in the weave, and then there's the part you stitch on, and then another piece with the design. Anyway, this has got to be way old. It's from when my kitchen was decorated with geese, and that was when I was married to my first husband. I've been married to this one for 21 years in September. And we were together for 3 years before we got married, so this has got to be old. And I was divorced for over, let's see, 4 years, I guess. I don't know, so these are old, but little goose and teddy bears. You can see I've only outlined the one. But this one I got completely done. How cute are those teddy bears? They're so teeny tiny and cute. I have no idea where this came from. So I have no idea. I don't want to leave it unfinished. I don't like unfinished. I know. I'm surrounded by unfinished. I've got a bag of unfinished. I don't want to just throw it away. I don't want to just toss it. It hurts. It hurts to just put the work in and dump it. And then I found this towel that I was obviously putting a white poinsettia on. And I have no idea where the pattern might be. But it looks like all I needed, that I was working on the back stitching. I think I can probably figure out, maybe not perfectly how they would have had it, but I can probably figure out a little bit to get it finished. And I did notice once again, I've admitted to my issues before. Look, there's a needle. There's a needle. Unfinished projects is why I can't find any of my needles. Anyway, that was stuff that I dug up while I was in here cleaning. Back here, these right here, and then this stack in front, those are magazine holders, and they're full of patterns that I want to do. And so is the stack in front. And that's where I went through, and those are patterns I want to do. That's not the stack of books and magazines to get rid of is just as big. That's a lifetime's worth of needlework. I mean, and I've ordered a kit from eBay that I'm waiting for it to come in. You know, what is wrong? I was thinking I should just go through these, each one that I want, and start kitting them up, and just, if you're going to have 25 whips, why not 125? Why not 2,500? Just, let's go for it. I doubt that'll happen. I'm just saying. Anyway, I did get some cross stitch done. I worked on this one. This is one of my Mania starts. It was a kit that I ordered off eBay. It comes from China. It was really cheap, but I don't care. I don't know if it has a name. I call it Snails in Love. But this is where I got, I think that right here is all that I've added to it. I was working on this one yesterday morning, not very long, because I spent the first 30 or 45 minutes of my available time working on something else, and when I was that 30 or 45 minutes into it, I realized that I was using the wrong color. So everything that I did has to be frogged, and I was so disgusted, I just put it away and got something else out to work on, and I guess at least I didn't throw it away, right? I'll go back, hopefully this weekend, I'll go back and frog that, because I'm so close to being finished. I just would rather go ahead and frog it, don't let it sit and linger, but yesterday morning I just was like, ugh. So, this one, I worked on it, the little the little baby sampler that I'm doing for a friend, and I was working on this linen. There it is. Big lot of who cares. And did you catch that? I was working on this linen. I hated every second of it. Every flipping second of it. And I finally decided that if you pick up a piece of cross stitch and you can't get 5 minutes into it without being pissed off, then something's wrong. Either you need to forget about the pattern, change your thread, change your fabric, something's wrong. Fabric. It's the fabric. And I didn't want to let being angry and pissed off get me to stop working on the project. So I went and I looked in fabric that I had that I could find, and just grabbed something else. And so this is a piece of Ada. It's 14 count. Basically, I've gotten around to the same spot. And then I was missing I was missing a color. And when I told my husband I had to go yesterday and stop by Hobby Lobby because I was missing some threads, he was like, how is that even possible? That's a good question. But this piece of fabric that I grabbed, because it was big enough, is actually breadcloth. But it's kind of got a little bit of a shine to it that you really can't see here probably, which makes it look really nice, and it's super soft. And I'm going to frame it anyway, so it's not like anybody will know it's a breadcloth. Except for all of y'all, because I just told you. Don't tell them. So, I worked on that a little bit. I worked on the Duncan Dog from Brooks Books Animal Advent Calendar. That is so hard to say every time. And again, I'm missing a floss color. And when I went yesterday, I thought I actually bought what I needed, but a while ago I was looking, and I didn't. What the heck? How did I still miss that? This one and the last piece, and the one I'm kitting up to start, is the whole reason I went, and I still didn't manage to buy that one. It's because they were making the announcement that they were getting ready to close, and you needed to bring your stuff, and they were just freaking me out. So, I'm going to blame it on them and not my own incompetence. Anyway, I got his, since the last time, I did his shirt, collar, and his tie. And part of his sweater, the color I'm missing is what fills in his sweater, and his arms are on there. On this one, I was off by one, so then I had to frog it and put it back in. But his arms on this fabric, the white is just too hard to see, so I think with his collar and his arms, I'll add a little back stitching just to make it stand out from the rest of it. I don't know. I probably should apologize if y'all see my hair pulsing. It's already about a ½ an inch, maybe an inch bigger than it was earlier this morning when I got dressed. It's been raining here for the last week-ish. We've gotten about 10 inches of rain, which is totally unheard of for this time of the year. This is a dry time of the year. We're usually desperate by now. We usually don't start getting rain until around October. But this week, my hair starts off like this in the day, and by the end of the day, it has grown so much. I'm actually starting to suspect it's plotting to take over the world, and it's going to leave my head at night while I'm asleep. And so I don't know if you can see it grow as this video goes on or not. I don't know when it happens. I just know by the time the evening walks around, I walk by a mirror. The other day I almost screamed. It was, you know, like this big. And I'm not even exaggerating. I wish I was. It's been unreal. So if something happens and it scares you, I'm sorry. Another one I worked on was out of this book. It's another Mania Start, and I'm just doing the boo, the letters. I'm not doing the sweatshirt. I don't know what I'm doing right there. But I only worked on it just a little bit. The last time I had done the green up here, and I've just added in this orange on the pumpkin. I was working on it one evening and sitting in my bed. It's really hard to get stuff done with kittens in the house. It really, really is. This morning even, I've been working on this one, my Ronald McDonald house. I think since last time I filled in here, and then I've started on, it's going to say Compassion. Right now it just says Compass. So there's like the ION probably down to there. That's the bottom of the house right there. And right here is like the front door, and there's a window. So there's some pretty open stuff. So I really am close to being done with this piece. I really should sit down and give it my full attention and just get it done. Maybe that way I won't feel so bad about starting something new. I haven't started it yet. that was all that I got cross stitch. That's what I worked on this week. Like I said, I worked out here a little bit. Still trying to work my way through stuff. So we'll see. But I bought the threads to kit this one up. I'm going to do this for one of my daughters. She loves Bob Ross. And I'm going to put it on, this is a little piece of fabric that I had dyed. He's probably only going to need a little piece about this. It's not a huge pattern. But I want to get that done. Yeah, I know. I want to get all of them done. But, like I said, I'm going to have 25. Why not just, let's go for it. Do all the starts. Buy all the stuff, do all the starts. Why not? Speaking of buy all the stuff, I ordered off of eBay some more stuff. I saw this cute little boxes in Target. They collapse down so that they're only about this big. They're called locker boxes, and they're by Always. I guess you're supposed to, if your girls can take them to put their feminine products in their lockers. I don't care about that. I was like, oh look, this cute little box, and it velcros, and I can do something with that. So I bought it. I actually bought 4. The other 3 I'm going to take and use for my daughters. I think maybe like for their birthday or Christmas or something, I'll fill it with nail polish and, you know, stuff to do, manicures or pedicures, something like that. I don't know. But I filled mine with Floss. I bought on eBay. I won a bid for, I think it was 120 skeins of floss. With shipping, it was a little under 25 bucks, I think. So less than a quarter a skein of floss. It didn't, they just came in a big bag. You didn't buy any certain colors or anything like that. There are a few of them in here that are duplicates of each other. And I'm sure there are lots in here that are duplicates of what I already have. But if we're going to do all the stuff, and I'm going to kit up all of those, and let's get this show on the road, I'll need them. I'll need all of them. But I also bought some more clippers. Nothing exciting, but they were like 50 cents or something. I don't know. They came in this little plastic thing, and they've already poked through the bag, so I need to make something better, probably. It's gonna go right on the list with everything else, I guess. Really, I think that's it. I think that that's all I've done. I'm hoping this weekend that I'll have some time to frog the one and get it done so that I'm not quite so disgusted with it, and maybe get the Ronald McDonald house. Maybe it just really needs the love, and that's where I should go. I'm looking around and I don't see anything but a mess. Oh my gosh. But it's all got to start somewhere, and it's all got to be sorted through, and when all of those magazines or books go on to find another home, wherever that may be, that's just that much more that, or that much less that's in here, and I just need to keep reminding myself that just like with cross stitch, every little bit is progress, period. Otherwise, it's just overwhelming. Anyway, oh, I feel like I've made it as a floss tuber. In country music, I guess for some of the older guys, they used to always say that you hadn't made it unless you played Lukenbach. And for anyone who hasn't been to Lukenbach, it's not far from where we live. Lukenbach, the town, is basically a little hat store, a bar, and a stage. They may have a post office. And they sell t-shirts. But that was always the thing. They have music every weekend. They have music during the week too, I think. Especially during the summer. The bigger guys you pay for, the smaller ones you don't. It's an outside stage. They do have it like a dance hall with an inside stage, but Lukenbach's only claim to fame is the music. So anyway, they would say that you hadn't made it until you'd played Lukenbach. I guess that was part of paying your dues. You go play Lukenbach. Well, in the cross-stitch floss tube world, I feel like you haven't made it until you've gotten a dislike. And I honestly don't know when it happened, because it was on an older video, but I only noticed it yesterday, and I have a dislike. So I feel like I've made it. I've made it as a floss tuber. I absolutely love the likes. I love the wonderful comments. Don't get me wrong. I adore the likes. It's always nice to know that somebody enjoys what you've put out there, and for somebody to come back and watch the next thing. And that's what it's all about. You know, people who dislike something, if you dislike it, turn it off. It's easy. People who actually go to the trouble to put a dislike or make an ugly comment are just miserable people. They have a miserable life, and they just want everyone else to be miserable too. And that's not going to happen for me. You know, if someone else's life is miserable, I'm sorry, but you don't get to bring it to me. I'm not buying. So when I saw the dislike, I don't take it to heart. I just laughed, and like I said, I feel like I've actually made it as a floss tuber, because people don't love you all the time. You know, everybody doesn't like what you do. Everybody isn't a fit for everyone else, and that's okay. That's okay. So other people, if you get dislikes or ugly comments, remember, it's not you. Don't take them to heart. Don't take them personal. And just remind yourself, it's proof that you've made it. You're like official. So anyway, that's what I told my husband last night. I finally made it. I've done it. I've got my Lukenbach. So life is good. It's all good. And anyway, I hope everybody has a great week. I hope you do lots of lovely stitching. I keep watching all your floss tube videos, I guess because I'm a glutton for punishment, because I watch the beautiful things that you make and the wide variety of what's out there, and it just makes me hungry for more. And like I said, I've got a bag over here with 25 things I'm working on, and I know there are people out there with way more. But you influence me, and I'm like, oh, start this. Oh, start this. Like I said, let's do all the starts. So even though I love watching y'all are terrible for me. I've never been easily enabled before. I've always been the one enabling other people. So this is new to me, and Apparently I'm not having any trouble dealing with it because I keep buying stuff. But I love it and keep it up. I love seeing the beautiful things y'all make and the way things are finished, the different ways people come up with for finishing their items and putting them out, and it's awesome. And I think I'm going to go wake my husband up. We are going to some kind of bee festival. I don't know. Because we're all about the bees now. Actually, we just need to go make sure our hive is doing okay and talk to other people who may know what's going on. Anyway, have a great week, and we will see you next time. Thanks again, everyone.